In what was a tighter game than I think we all expected, 1-0 to Liverpool, we managed to get it. We've got 3 games, 3 clean sheets, 3 victories, and we're top of the table right now. It's not important that we're top of the table right now, but it's very, very good, very vital win. And before I get into any of the details of that victory, I just want to talk about one separate subject, which is Michael Keane for Everton. Michael Keane suffered a fractured skull. It's apparently a hairline fracture, or could possibly be a little bit bigger, but even so, fractured skulls and things like that in football, we've seen what happened to, I think, was it Mason, Ryan Mason or something like that for Hull, I think his name was. I was going to call him Harry Mason, I don't think that's right, but I think it's Ryan Mason. His career was ended by a skull injury. We've seen what happened years ago to Petr Cech, why he always has to wear the headgear all the time. I don't care who anybody plays for. If you play for Everton, you play for Man United, our biggest rivals, anything like that. If you play for those guys and a serious injury happens to a player, I'm going to wish that player nothing but the best, and I hope that they recover and can continue their career. That is just what I'm like. A fair few fans disagree with me by the looks of online stuff, but I don't care. I don't mind being either that minority of people who I will wish a rival player well and hope that they recover well as well. So speedy recovery to Michael Keane. Now, let's get into the analysis of the Liverpool versus Brighton game. So first of all, I'm going to throw up some stats for you. They'll probably be on the screen for you just now as well, but I'm going to read through them as well. So Liverpool, obviously, we won 1-0. It was a Mohamed Salah goal, which was a really, really nice move between Mane, Firmino and Salah. Salah taking it on the first touch, curls it round the goalkeeper. And throughout this whole game, we could have had much more shots. We could have had more goals. In fact, if we just look at the shots in total in this game was 15. 7 of them were off target, 8 of them were on target, and their goalkeeper had a very good performance. On the other side of it, they had 2 shots on target, 2 shots off target as well. So they didn't really threaten a great deal to us, but they did get in threatening positions. I did say that Brighton would be a threat to us. Now, let's have a look at some of the other stats as well. 70% possession for us, which we did control the game. We controlled the game very, very well in my opinion. 765 passes as well. We had 7 shots that were blocked. You know, so whether they're the ones that ended up being off target or not, I'm not entirely sure. Probably more likely, actually, they're the ones that were on target because they were blocked. And the 8th one is the one that went in. 2 saves, 1 offside. Look, we did dominate that game. But we've seen this before from Liverpool, where we've dominated a game. We've been clearly the dominant team in that game. And when we go 1-0 up, and we've seen it in years past, we've seen it last year. I'll never forget West Brom. I think we were 2-0 up until the 76th minute, and by the end of the game it was 2-2, and we still had top 4 hanging in the balance at that point as well. Years gone by, we would have drawn this game, and it's always easy for us to turn around and say, years gone by, we would have drawn that game. Under Rodgers, we would have drawn that game. 2 years ago, we would have drawn that game. We could have even lost that game. It is. But it actually now comes down to the fact that we can highlight our defence and we can highlight our goalkeeper as well. It's so easy for us when things are going well. You go and look at, you know, playing against West Ham and we win 4-0, and when we're pasting teams left, right and centre, and we can wax lyrical about Mohamed Salah, Sadio Mane. We can talk about Firmino and the linchpin that he is to everything that we do in the midfield and how well the midfield play. And by the way, Gini Wijnaldum is on fire right now. Gini Wijnaldum is actually playing really, really well. Stupidly well, almost. If it's not for the likes of Milner in there as well, who is also playing very well, and Naby Keita is also playing very well, that midfield right now, I totally understand why in my prediction I said I wouldn't change that midfield, and why Jurgen Klopp didn't change that starting lineup at all. I can totally understand why. Because they're playing very well, they're playing solidly, and while people might complain a little bit that we're not scoring goals against, like a lot of goals against these smaller teams, we used to struggle a lot more against these teams. In years gone by, again, I've said that phrase again, in years gone by, we would have got to about the 70th minute, they may have equalised, and in the last couple of minutes, they might have scored the winner for them. And we could have lost that game, but we didn't. And a large part of that comes it's easy to praise Alisson, Van Dijk, Gomez, that whole back five deserves heaps of praise. Robertson, Trent Alexander-Arnold on the right back and left back areas, have been brilliant. They were absolutely brilliant. And while Trent Alexander-Arnold, his passing delivery wasn't as good or as clinical as it has been and can be, he is still a threat. That free kick he took, while the goalkeeper probably does have it covered, still a threat. We've hit the bar with that one, and it could have easily gone in. Could have gone in under the bar, dipped under the bar, clipped the bar and gone in. But it didn't. But we were creating a threat, and he was very, very good. Again, he can be better. Robertson, again, another one. He was still a constant threat down that left-hand side. Could be better, but he was good defensively. Trent was good defensively, and that is a key thing. I've always said I would much rather my defenders focus on being defensive first, and if they can be offensive, that's great. That's fantastic. That's really good. But get that defensive work done first. Then we move into Virgil van Dijk and Joe Gomez. Virgil van Dijk and Joe Gomez are a very, very solid partnership right now. They are working very well together. They are very solid. And I thought that Joe Gomez actually turned out one of his best performances as a centre-back. And he's not played there a great deal, I realise that. But he turned out one of his best performances in that role. I remember there was one part, he's being closed down by an attacker, and he ball rolls the ball on his foot and then sprints forward past the defender. That's confidence, and that is growing confidence in a young player that's playing along someone who is captain material in Van Dijk. Brilliant partnership, and I'm very, very happy with it. I really am. Not one point during that game did I feel that whenever they were coming at us, whenever Brighton were coming at us, I didn't think, oh, we're going to concede here, we're going to concede here. For the first time in years, I actually thought, no, we can deal with this, and we will deal with this. And that point isn't better. I'm trying to think of the best words here, but that point isn't made any better than it is by Alisson, with how confident Alisson is in our goal. I, at no point with Alisson, felt that he was taking too many chances. Some people said he pushed his luck. Jurgen Klopp said that's not good for a manager, and I can tell you, I'm not a manager, no way. But there are a few fans that still now, even after we've won the game, are still saying, oh, Alisson needs to play it safe, until we get this whole Karius thing out of our system. My point is, he's Alisson. He is Alisson Becker. He's not Lloris Karius. This isn't an opportunity to slate Lloris Karius at all, but he's Alisson. He's Alisson for a reason. He is who he is. We bought him for a reason. The second most expensive goalkeeper of all time. He is Alisson. He is going to do what made him the goalkeeper that he is. Why would you take that away from him? Is he going to make a mistake? Is he going to get caught one day? Maybe. And when that day comes, we just got to hope that we're a couple of goals up instead of just one, like we were today. Or yesterday, I should say. But even so, that's not, when he chips it over the forward, when the forward's bearing down and then Van Dijk sells him short on a pass, and it doesn't have that much pace on it. He comes running out, he chips it over the goalkeeper coolly, slides it to Van Dijk, who then slides it on to James Milner. Out of trouble. Out of trouble. He could have been caught at one point, but he didn't. That's the thing. He didn't. Maybe against better opposition, he's not going to take those chances. Instead of having Knockaert running down at him, if he's got Hazard running down at him, maybe he just hoofs the ball. Who knows? Maybe he still chips it over Hazard. Who knows? We don't know. But I enjoy the fact that we've got a goalkeeper who's confident and actually has the skill to back it up. He's not just doing it on a whim. He's not doing it like when Mignolet used to do it, and he used to try and oh my god, I remember when Mignolet tried to ball juggle it over someone, and he did it, but it was in a way that's your heart is in your mouth. Your heart is right up here. Didn't get that from Alisson. I didn't at all. We sit top of the league. We've not conceded any goals yet. We will concede goals this season. Absolutely we will. But when we come up to the next match, I'm looking forward to it. I really am looking forward to it. I can't even remember who we've got. Is it Leicester? I think it might be Leicester. Could be Leicester. I think it's Leicester because we've got Tottenham after the international break, I think. So I'm looking forward to it. I really am looking forward to it. They're going to be a different threat, but we've just got to carry on. Imagine if we have 4 wins from 4 going into an international break. I don't remember the last time we did that. I don't. I think in 13-14, we got 3 wins out of 3 in the first 3 games, and then we came up against Swansea, and we drew 2-2 in the 4th game. We could go one better here. We might not. We might come up short. But we took advantage of the fact that we were the late game on Saturday. Didn't matter what the results were earlier on in the day, but the massive result was Manchester City drawing with Wolves. So now that means literally there's only a couple of teams that could match us on points, and I think some of them play today. I think Chelsea can do it, and I can't remember who else can do it. Not entirely sure. Someone else can, and I can't remember who it is. So Chelsea could do it. They could match us on points, but I don't think they'll match our goal difference. Because we're +7. We scored 7 goals, we conceded none. I can't remember if Tottenham win against Manchester United on Monday Night Football, then yeah, they could match us on points as well. But there's very few that can now match us on points. Man City can't right now. That's probably going to be a shock to the system for Man City, drawing so early on when they were so dominant last season. But we move on, we focus on ourselves, we focus on Liverpool, and we've just got to move forward, supporting the team, supporting the club. Maybe there will be some changes next week. I'm not sure. I maybe would make some changes just to freshen it up just a little bit. Whether that means Fabinho comes in or not, again, I got no reason to change that midfield. But maybe we switch something around. Maybe Shaqiri will come in at some point. Maybe a second half substitution. Maybe Sturridge will come in a little bit earlier, make a bit more of an impact. Who knows? But I'm happy with where we are right now. I've never felt so happy with where we are right now. I'm really, really happy. And I'm just glad that we've got these games. I'm feeling confident. I am feeling confident, but not overly confident. We're not tight. No one, people saying, yeah, we're up for the title. We're challenging the title. Yeah, that's great. That's great. That's cool. You can say that. That's no problem. I'm more of the vision of I want us to secure top 4 first. See how far we get in other competitions, other cup competitions. I want to see how far we get there first. Then when we get to maybe 10 games towards the end of the season, then we really see where we're at. See if we're really up there. See if we're even top of the table. Who knows? But that's where I'm at right now. I'm very happy with the performance. I'm very happy with the result. And I'm very happy with the points we've got right now. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments below if you please. And if you've enjoyed it so far, please do let me know it and like the video. Subscribe if you're new around here and hit that notification bell as well. Thank you ever so much for watching this video, and I'll catch you later.